Oh, what I think is 1 dot.
It's 1, but in Old WoD, you're only supposed to give it to new players. In New WoD, anyone can take it, and it's basically a "don't be an idiot" button.
I will always take it if someone else in the party hasn't already.
Well, it's a 4 dot merit, so it's super restrictive, and it kind of makes your character bad.
I mean, no. But okay.
I mean, yes, don't be an idiot, and you won't need it. You could that 4 dot merit is shit.
Don't build your character around merits.
I don't. Okay, have you
Counterpoint.
played New WoD?
Counterpoint.
What?
Depends on the DM.
That's the thing.
That's also true.
Like, if you have a DM who's willing to work with you taking that merit, then absolutely invest it because it'll be a good storytelling tool and a good party tool.
Yeah, another one would be prophetic visions. That
Or
could
eidetic
be,
memory.
yeah, they could be things that are useless, or if the GM really role plays with it, then you've got a way to hook plots.
I feel like eidetic memory is more for the player though, because like I can't
It's
remember
annoying for the
shit.
DM, yeah.
I cannot remember shit at all. And I'm in a game that Zoe is running. So I took eidetic memory, and every once in a while she's like, "Does anyone remember this?" And I'm like, "Fuck you! I have eidetic memory. It doesn't matter whether I remember it or not."
I only take eidetic memory if it's going to be a game where I myself am paying very close attention.
Really?
So I have an in character excuse to
Oh,
say, yes, I remember this person's name that I wrote in my notes. Fuck you.
Unlike Holt, where you're
Where I
biding your
have to
time.
kind of, yeah, I have to roll and role play out so much to make sure that Holt has an idea.
wait a minute. I had an idea. Oh no! Everybody, back up. Smoke's coming out of Holt's ears. Um. Anyway, when we last left off, our brave and stalwart adventurers.
We're doing something so stupid.
Yeah, you guys went to the Drow City and went to House Luerta and met the matriarch of House Luerta, and she was like, "Well, if you're descended from Luertas, you got to pay the troll toll to get into that boy's hole." And in this instance, the troll toll that Clementine seems to want to pay is to take the curse off the house. And in order to do that, she will need 5 people from the house.
From another house.
Laertes.
Hold on a second. I got it.
I already got it. Laertes.
Okay.
And murder them in the ancient circle that their house created.
I missed the murder part. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think you exactly said use them for components.
Yes, and I mean, like, Madame Luerta did not say murder them, but I mean, like, what the fuck did you think was gonna happen? Salandra, you're sitting in the basement and you're like, ah, man, this is gonna get messy. And at the word messy, you succeed your knowledge arcane and you're like, oh man, those bitches are gonna have to die. But also, there is a slave caravan that Clementine agreed to waylay. Unfortunately, I might be changing something from the past. So just don't worry. Whatever I say is the new canon.
Okay.
Unfortunately,
Thank you for telling me.
yes. Unfortunately, House Laertes was destroyed. As such, finding 5 remaining members with Laertes blood is going to be a little bit difficult.
I thought it was an opposing house.
It
that we were
was
trying.
an opposing house.
Opposing house to the people who laid the curse on this house.
No. You need 5 people from the house that laid the curse.
Oh, I was under the impression you were saying that they needed a new focus for the curse. That again, what I remember you saying was that the that in order for those 5
Oh, right.
witches
So you needed
to
5 people who also hated House Laertes in order
or
to
were
were
hated
hated
by
as
house.
hated
Yeah.
by them. Okay, all right. You know what?
Vitka
That
was the
works.
name that you gave us.
Okay, so
What?
yes, the House Laertes has been destroyed. You will be raiding a Clan Vitka caravan, kidnapping 5 of their members, and bringing them to the Laertes circle and being like, curse their house instead.
You know, it sounds easy enough.
Hmm. How are you at subduals?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, of course I'm asking you.
I don't think I'm bad at it.
Holt, you're pretty bad at it.
All right.
One of
I
your
have
weapons is incapable of dealing subdual damage, and the other one doesn't deal much.
So I won't use a sword.
So I'm very good at destroying things, perhaps overkilling these things. I've got a few tricks that can subdue them, but one of my best ones doesn't work on Drow.
Yep.
And
Your ice tomb
so,
we've had pretty good success with.
yes, but that's only one tool so far. And yeah, transporting with ice tomb is a little tricky too. But yeah, I figured the ice tomb is going to be our best bet to start off with. I have another one that can work too, but we're going to have to do something to get 5 of them and deal with, frankly, deal with all the rest of them. So, just curious if you had any tricks for taking people down without killing them.
Dismemberment?
To
Yeah,
be fair,
that's
if you
what
dismember them, I can regenerate them.
Exactly.
Oh no,
Pulse
regeneration
points to Clementine.
would heal the regeneration would restore the limbs. If you just heal them, it won't restore the limbs.
And you have some
Yeah, but what if we
nice.
need the limbs?
You don't.
Oh, fair enough.
Only the living consciousness is necessary.
Well, as
I'm just
long as
thinking.
they're slavers, I'm resigned to this.
How many
So,
do we need?
5.
5?
And the ones who will be with the caravan are not necessarily slavers, but they are, slave traders and
They are
guards.
complicit.
Complicit. Compliance is guilt.
I'm is what's his name, Grandpa around?
Oh, below.
Hello?
Yes.
You do realize that he's there within. He can hear.
And he comes downstairs and says, "Well, actually, I was upstairs, but yes, I can still hear you."
Well, I wasn't asking if he could still hear. I was looking around for him. So, just a theory. You've been avoiding coming back here
Oh
for
yes,
a
it's
while.
terribly
For a while
dull.
now.
This place is falling apart. Why would I ever want to come back? And the longer I stay here, the more likely it is that Grandmama is going to marry me off. And the last thing I want is a wife, or a husband, or anything like that, or children, or responsibilities.
But you wanted to get out of the trouble that you were in. I mean, I assume that the crossbowmans could have been worse if you hadn't brought potentially valuable people back with you.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yeah, that's around what I thought.
I've got a pretty strong spell I haven't tried before. This might be as good a time as any. The spell is Polar Midnight.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of
All
that one.
creatures in the area take 5d6 points of cold damage and 1d6 points of dexterity damage per round.
Clementine, consider, aren't there slaves there that you intend on liberating? I mean, death is a form of liberation. Better on your feet than on your knees, as they say.
Oh, good point.
Not to mention, we'd have to stay away from you, too. I don't think that thing is selective.
It is
Yeah.
not.
I mean, we do have cold resistance.
That's true. But you don't have
Yeah, but
dexterity damage resistance.
No.
That being said, what's the name of that spell?
Polar
Polar-
Midnight.
It's a level 9 druid spell.
Who's got the juice? I'm ready.
Juice me up before you go.
I don't suppose you have anything that involves like vines growing up over people and pulling them down.
Salandra, Entangle is a level 1 spell, and no, it's not going to help you here.
I think our best bet might just be to beat them into unconsciousness.
I mean, I could turn into a giant wolf and try to trip them.
It's better than using the sword.
I don't have to activate the magic on the sword.
That being said, like, this is going to be a large slave caravan. It's going over to another, like, continent, basically. This isn't going to be, like, a rinky-dink wagon with, like, 10 drows. This is going to be, like, a full wagon train, each of which packed wall-to-wall with slaves. Each of which being guarded by, like, 4 or 5 drow.
Oh, so we have room for
error.
error, is what you're saying.
That's true. You do. You definitely have room for error. I mean, like,
Well.
if you want to try to rescue everyone, go for it. If you just want to pick off one wagon and be like, bitch, we got ours, and just fucking disappear into the night, they'll be like, well, they got theirs. Later.
See, the thing is,
I can
why choose
raise.
if you don't have to?
How many drow in the caravan altogether?
So it's, oh man, did I actually find an image of a drow slave caravan? Oh, oh man, that is not an image of a drow slave caravan. Fuck. Well, it is, but it's unnecessarily naughty, and I don't like it. Oh, never mind. So a general drow slave caravan, is
Which
about...
one got unnecessarily naughty? I thought that was this game.
I mean, you know, a lot of this game is unnecessarily naughty, but I don't like to mix my naughtiness with my fucking slavery. So, let's not and say we didn't. So a drow slave caravan is my bad. So there are generally about 100 slaves, maybe more, maybe less, depending on how good or bad the slave hunting season has been. 2 supply wagons. You know what? Let's go 3 supply wagons, and then a series of drow spider riding outriders, and then maybe you know, Clementine's grandfather explains, and maybe a dryder or 2 if they've, you know, if someone has fallen out of favor with the house. Clementine, you don't know what a dryder is.
What is that?
Oh, well, when someone absolutely screws the pooch in the family, they're fused with a spider and forced to serve.
Like, we have like Clementine would know what a centaur is, right?
Yes.
So like a centaur, but a spider?
Yes. Much larger, very dangerous, poisonous stinger. Terrifying, quite frankly.
Oh, that's unsettling.
But a little interesting.
Oh my. That Drider image got a little too tender for my likings. Oh god, 2-headed Drider. Ah!
No thanks.
It's not 2-headed, it's got 2 bodies controlling it.
No, I think something like this is much better. If you're gonna go terrifying body horror, you might as well go all the way.
Well, oh man, thank you, Holt. You found that delicious slave caravan. Except most of the slaves, so they're pulled by spiders, and most of the slaves are not human. They're goblins, deep dwarves, and other drow.
Right.
Yeah, Cold Strider's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, and deep gnomes. Don't forget about deep gnomes. Who wants some svirfniblin?
I don't, just because I have such difficulty pronouncing that name.
What's difficult to pronounce about svirfniblin?
Too many consonants.
There are a shit ton of consonants.
It's funny, but I almost find Ronald's image more disturbing.
That the Drow aspect is perfectly fine,
Yeah.
but it just has all of these spider parts attached to it. Also, it's wonderfully androgynous. Is it a dude drow? Is it a lady drow? Shut the fuck up. You're fighting it. Roll initiative, idiot. Oh man, Svirfneblin get a -4 on charisma. Fuck.
Don't be a sorcerer.
I guess the fuck not. Relatively weak and very emotionally distant. Damn. Oh man, what the fuck that? No man. So apparently Svirfneblin and Duragar have a deep hatred, and I'm just chopping that out. Nope, not the case. In the same way that gnomes and dwarves above are friends, so are Svirfneblin and Duragar.
That makes sense, honestly.
Yeah. Except, so Duragar and Svirfneblin are generally a little bit more brutal. Okay, a lot a bit more brutal, just because of the conditions that they live.
Mm.
Have you ever eaten nothing but plump helmets for 20 months in a row? I didn't think so, Holt.
Nope, I don't even know what that is. Some
Oh,
kind of
man.
mushroom, I assume?
Yes, a plump helmet is a great big purple mushroom that tastes vaguely of cardboard. It's fucking disgusting, but it has all of the nutrients you need to survive.
So basically eating raw potatoes for months.
Oh, yeah. Also, they grow super fast. Yeah, plump helmets are basically awful. But, I mean, like, what are you gonna eat? Also, there are occasionally, sentient plump helmet men. Thank you, Myconids. It's a Dwarf Fortress thing, but I'm making them real.
That's fine with me. I love myconids.
Meet Plump Helmet Man. Eat him. Yeah, plump helmets are very large, like 5-foot tall purple mushrooms.
God damn it. Stupid formatting.
I love the stock.
Me too.
What the fuck? What is that? What is that little thing in its lower third left hand?
It's a whip sword.
Oh, it looked like a grenade.
Mm-mm.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking love the stock.
It's interesting that she's become a bit of a sex symbol.
Just because she fights with her titties out.
Speaking of fighting with your titties out, you might like the dark elf Marathi, or quite possibly the hag Halgreth.
I'm intrigued.
Oh, Marathi is the dark elf from Total Warhammer that fucking fucks her son.
Okay.
Bother.
And I mean, like, I don't say that as like, oh yeah, you know, that happens. I mean, like, seriously, like, fucking her son is one of her, like, major character traits. Like, at one point, he lost his memory from some sort of magical shenanigans, and she found him, and she was like, oh no, my son, you've lost your memory, what shall we do? And he was like, oh man, you're a hot drow, do you want to fuck? And she was like, he remembers.
Oh no.
Oh.
Meanwhile, I think it's the I don't know if her name is Hargreath or not, but she grows old if she does not call upon the blood of Cain, which she does by instituting I think it's just called a Night of Blood or a Bloody Night, where basically, the Purge?
Mhm.
She releases a bunch of slaves and lets her dark elves do the purge on them and each other. Whatever. Fuck it. Who cares?
Jesus.
Wait, I'm hearing saga film adaptation. Seriously?
What?
No way is that true. You know it'd be awful, right? I mean, it's just
Oh yeah,
there
there's
is
no way they can not fuck it up.
Yeah.
I have zero confidence. Less than zero confidence.
Oh fuck. Sorry, Sverfneblin have a greater spell resistance than Drow. Damn. Anyway, but yeah. You know what they don't have? Bonus on saves against poison. Count some sheep, bitch. Anyway.
Bless you.
But, yeah, let me look up the save on Drow Sleepy Poison. Because it's not very high.
It's not that high.
But the problem is, it makes you go unconscious for 2d4 hours. Yep. Yeah.
It's only a DC 13 though.
It's only a DC 13, but also remember, Drow make this by sweating. And
I actually can't fail it.
Nice. And every fucking crossbow bolt they have is coated in the shit.
What's the save for it?
You're
13.
immune to poison. Why are you asking?
Oh, good question.
In case your poison immunity went away for some untold reason.
Oh, snap. Duragar are actually immune to poison. Just straight up immune to paralysis, phantasms, and poisons. Oh my god, they don't have an imagination! Holy shit! Oh, interesting. That would explain why they have created a symbiotic relationship with Sverfneblin. Those things do nothing but connive and scheme. Oh, and occasionally Blessed-born Duragar are known as tyrants. Well, shit. Oh god, and their steel trap unimaginative minds give them literal psychic powers. Wow. Anyway, moving on.
So we're discussing the caravan and its likely security detail with Bilal.
Right. Bilal goes on a series of diatribes about the poor slaves, the poor Duragar and Sverfneblin and Drow, whose only crimes were being caught out and maybe robbing a caravan and maybe engaging in draconic espionage, but like, is that really a crime?
Only if it's in writing.
Only because it's treason.
Is it really?
Mm-hmm. He also goes on to explain how the Drow politickery is a total clusterfuck.
So just out of curiosity, are any of these tunnels that the caravans travel through lit anyway?
Usually not. The city's got dark lights, but the most of the tunnels don't. But remember, and he taps his face next to his eyes. Doesn't matter to us.
It matters. I mean, if you're trying to do something that involves a lot of distance. So.
I mean, I could also cast some bright light and blind folks.
You wouldn't dare.
Ah, just close your eyes.
He says in a joking manner.
Well,
You're gonna need some bright fucking light, though.
I think I've got like. Oh, that's my cleric that has that. I'm not sure.
So
I was about to say.
I can create a chain lightning storm that will selectively target people within around a 30-foot radius. So, not sure how big the caravan will sprawl out, but the problem is I've got dark vision, but it doesn't extend all that far.
Ooh, that's going to be a problem.
So, I can see around 20 yards for the dark, and after that, it's a little vague.
We
So
can
targeting
see basically indefinitely down here. I'm extending their dark vision because they literally live underground.
Well, that's inconvenient.
Still, we can't see invisibility naturally, except the nobles. But there probably won't be a noble traveling with the caravan. That'd be a waste. Unless he intended on consorting with the enemy. But why would he do that?
I've got a level 8 druid spell. Sunburst.
Ah,
Creates a
boy.
globe of searing radiance to explode silently from a point you select. All creatures in the globe are blinded and take 66 points of damage. A creature to which sunlight is harmful or unnatural takes double damage. Successful reflex save negates the blindness and reduces the damage by half.
Pidge, how many slaves are you trying to kill?
That's an excellent question. Like, I'm the one you guys are
Oh
looking
shit, never
for,
mind. It's an
killing
80-foot
people?
radius burst.
Yeah,
I thought it
no.
was like a smaller area, and I was
No,
like, yeah, just get all the bad guys around me, and then boop.
No, man, it invokes the light of the sun itself and just fucks up everything.
Whatever happened to daylight? Like, that doesn't do any damage. It's a level 3 druid spell.
But it doesn't do any damage, Cap. We want
You
to
don't-
kill them all.
Again, I am not the person that does giant explosive fireballs. You probably shouldn't be telling me not to kill people.
I mean, Pidge, if you want to cut out the middleman, you can totally just sunburst this entire procession and use their souls to fuel a dispel on this shit.
Hilarious, but hard pass.
Also, Sunburst dispels any darkness spells of lower than 9th level within the area. Who the fuck is casting a 10th level darkness spell?
Well, it says lower than 9th level, so there are 9th level darkness spells, probably, maybe.
Jesus Christ.
Unlikely.
Oh, it deals damage to fungi, mold, oozes, and slimes as if they were undead creatures. That's important information for your everyday life.
How much damage does it do to undead creatures? That's the
1d6 per caster level instead of just 66, or double damage to those who are harmful to those who take
Harmed by sunlight.
Yeah, which I'm gonna say no on Drow because it just hurts their eyes. Like it's literally just their eyes. But I will say yes to like vampires, Aleps, a lot of undead. But I mean, undead already take. Oh no, but undead take 1d6 per caster level, and then double damage.
Just nuke them from orbit. Just drop the fucking Hammer of Dawn on them, literally.
I mean, most vampires will die. Those with evasion will not. Dread vampires will be fine. Dread vampires might consume their thralls. Ooh, greater vampire. Yes, please. What? What the fuck? This is a class? What the fuck is that? I don't need that shit. Anyway, continue your scheming. Ooh.
So we only have the very basic foundation of a plan here. We find the caravan, we try not to kill absolutely everyone, and we take the people that we need back into the city somehow. How are we planning on doing that?
I believe we're getting an extra large bag of holding.
Do you think we could ask this of you below?
I I mean, I can bring you someplace where you could buy one. As you can imagine, the house is notoriously low on funds.
Oh, I didn't know if you had one on hand for your own purposes.
I do. But I would need something for collateral in case you met an untimely end.
You're not coming with us?
Oh, God, no. Perhaps adventurers of your caliber knock over slave caravans all the time. Mostly I steal back dragon eggs and precious memories. And, I mean, occasionally I engage in wet work, but who hasn't when the gold runs dry?
Yeah, some interesting tricks.
About to say,
The way
you
the wa-
you guys outlevel this guy by a lot. You succeed on your sense motive rolls. Well, not by a lot. He's like level 12. Which is great, but like...
The experience disparity between us is kind of vast.
Yeah. But also consider, he's a high-level Luerta House operative, despite the fact that he's like a total fuck-up who doesn't care.
There's a reason why they haven't killed him yet.
Right. The reason they haven't killed him is because, you know...
Do I know how he broke broke the rope trick?
Use magic device.
Ah.
It is a device. You can abuse it. But yeah, we're dealing with specialized, high iron content blood slaves. This is a 50,000 gold piece shipment. This is a series of the hardiest Duergar, Sverfneblin, and Drow that they could get their hands on. Because they exist to be bled.
I walk over to Holt and I just flick my nail on Audra's pommel.
I consider it.
No, it's really if you Slandra is just like, how much is Audra worth?
Do you use message for that?
No, I just just roll my eyes a little bit, hoping it gets some subtext. I know it's Holt, so you probably want.
Solandra succeeds on her innuendo roll. Does Holt succeed on his sense motive?
Fuck no. Actually, he rolled a natural 20.
Hey!
So that'll be a 19. No, wait. I put a point in there to cancel out. It is a 20.
Yay! You succeed on the roll. You're like, oh.
What's Audra valued at nowadays? Like 100,000 or something?
She's up there. I know that she's more than 50K. I think that total, it's close to 70, 80.
Oh yeah, what you're looking for is a rank 3 bag of holding, which is 7,500 gold pieces.
I have just enough for that in my capital throughout all of my different currencies.
I mean, if you want to pay for a rank 3 bag of holding, then, you know, Bilal can pull some strings.
I don't think that would be wise if we went into the marketplace as outsiders looking to buy something that could be very easily used for smuggling.
That's what I'm there for. They don't get to say no when Bilal Lueta comes home.
Well,
I have some cash, 2 golds.
it's not like we won't use it, but it will clean me out.
Yeah, we'll go halfsies or thirdsies.
I've got 3,000 gold.
I've got 1,000.
I can. What was the total? 70,
7,500.
75? 7,500. So yeah, I guess I can go in for 35.
What does that come to total?
It's 3 plus 1 plus 3, 3.5. So
You pull as
75
many
again.
of them off.
You could always pawn something you don't need.
We've already done that.
Well, shit. We're out of things to pawn. Have you considered the sweet embrace of death?
No, we have enough money.
Pardon me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I am one sheet to the wind and fucking smashed.
Yeah. Holt put in 3,000. Clem put in 1,000. That's 4,000. I put in the final 3,500.
Sweet. You guys go to market. And oh boy, there are a lot of servants on display. Because they're not slaves. They're servants. They're just indentured servants, you know? They'll earn their freedom eventually.
Tempting.
Hey, I'm not sure if it's a good idea for me to go to the market. All things considered, I wiggle my fingers.
Ah, yes. Well, I'll go with Below.
Oh, delightful. Me and the Hellbred. Fantastic.
I'm coming too.
I mean, you can if you want, but I think Maldred wants to have a word with you. Or maybe
That's
she just
all right.
wants to stare. She enjoys her appraisals.
Would
Well,
I
you
be
two have
noted?
fun.
Would I be noted if I went in this state?
Oh! I mean, there are some that hate the High Bloods, but for the most part, the revolution is 2 generations past, 3,000 years ago. They don't care much.
I'm wiggling my fingers. They are free of weird little chains.
Oh! Right. Yes. Perhaps you should stay home.
I hand over some platinum pieces to Holt, and
Excellent.
I say, I message. He's Clementine's grandfather, but he is fucking untrustworthy as hell.
Well, if it comes to a fight, there's nothing I can do, so. I just give her a little smile and follow the drow.
What do you mean? Just get guillotined. Who cares?
I really don't want to get guillotined, honestly.
Don't be a pussy, Holt. Chop your head off and equip the head of Vecna.
Oh, thank you. Maybe next game.
Oh god, that story. Huh?
Classic. Anyway,
Good lord.
you go to market. Let me see if I can find a Drow market. Oh shit! I think I found the image. Oh, fuck. Oh my god, this is perfect. This is beautiful. Welcome to the Drow market.
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect.
We got goblin slaves. We got rat folk slaves. We got drow slaves. We got Duragar slaves. We got Svirfneblin slaves. We got the occasional Knoll slave. We have mind flayers hawking goods.
The odds of Salandra making it through this place without losing her head would be pretty poor.
Oh, both literally and figuratively.
Yep, that's exactly what I meant.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be annoying.
Terribly. So there are a bunch of like very behaved goblins, Holt. It's bizarre. But yeah, the stalls of the Drow market are booming with commerce.
Orderly commerce.
Oh, terribly orderly. We got strangely enough, it seems to be like an order of the tallest. Like, all the tall folk get to be in charge and sell things, and all the short folk get to be slaves.
That sounds pretty normal.
It's weird how that works.
Good thing I'm tall.
But there are, like, occasionally, like, Duragar and even goblin salespeople. Lerma goes up to a goblin manning a stall with a whole series of other goblins, and he's like, "Dave, how's it going?" And the goblin says, "Hey, Lerma, what's up?" ¿Qué pasa, mi black-skinned amigo? And Lorema says, "I need me a big big bag of holding." And one of the Daves just says, "Well, you know those things are in very stiff demand. Everybody wants to have all of the things, so they want to have a big bag to put them in. Me and the rest of the Daves can give you one for 7,500. And we will need to see that this is on house orders. Sorry, you know that the others will ask about the sale." And he's like, "Dave, please." And they say, "No exceptions this time, Lerma. They took a couple Daves from us a couple weeks ago. We can't afford to lose more Daves. The dynasty is strong, but we cannot afford to lose it." And he's like, "Very well then." And he just like takes you aside, Holt, and he's like, "Be warned. They'll expect something coming if we buy this. Everyone will know that our house purchased such a large bag of holding."
I see. There's not some way we can, surely your folk have a underground market.
Dave is the underground market.
And even then,
But if we could find someone else's papers, we could keep him above board while we drop below ourselves.
what sort of papers would you need?
Oh, he pulls out a very fancy-looking document. I'm gonna put fancy-looking Drow document into Google image search and see what comes up. Damn it! I just got fancy-looking Drow. Shit.
So in case you're wondering why I put that trailer in there, is your reference to mind flayers? There's a lot of mind flayers in this trailer.
Damn it.
Oh yeah, I'm so hyped for Baldur's Gate 3. Here you go. Oh jeez.
Oh, what did you find? Ooh, perfect.
They're devil pacts, but whatever.
Yeah, whatever. It's all the same. And he pulls out a series of papers looking rather like that, and he's like, This is the sign of my house. This means this is everything we are. Quite frankly.
It has seen better days.
Well, it's tasted a bit of dragon fire and other dragon things. Personally, I prefer dealing with them. Their politics is more sensible.
Yeah, I'm still trying to wrap my head around this.
Don't bother. I don't.
Well, I have to bother. Otherwise, I lose my head.
Fair enough. Oh, right. That. Mm, well, you're going to have to play decoy for me.
Just tell me what I have to do.
I don't know. Do a decoy thing.
What, distract them?
Yes, distract them so that I can extract the valuables.
Oh, you're going to steal it.
Or steal, coerce, subvert, or subject. You know, whatever. It depends on what you do, really. Don't worry. I'm great at improvising. I hope you are too.
I'm not. But
Oh, well then. Perhaps you should consider consorting with someone who does, he says as he disappears into the shadows.
great.
Like, he backs up into a crowd and, like, Holt, you fail your perception roll. Where the fuck did that goddamn drow go?
Can you give me a moment, Reynolds?
I can!
Swap to someone else while I think this through.
What are the ladies doing? Ladies' night! Pew, 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 pew.
Chatting about boys.
The best way is to kill them.
I swear I'm gonna behead
That-
Corgan. Why? Because I want his blood to fall all over my hot body.
What's that bit from the Addams Family with Wednesdays at that special age where girls only have one thing on their minds? Boys? Homicide.
I love Wednesday Addams.
She's great.
Well,
Where did your baby come from? Our parents had sex. Oh man, one of my favorite Addams Family things of all time. In a round of cosplay chess, Gomez was the king and Morticia was the queen.
Oh shit! I think I saw that chess game.
And at some point, Morticia gets taken and swept off the board, and Gomez himself tracks down the piece that killed her and kills it as another pawn crosses the board and turns into a new Morticia.
But you left out the best part of how Gomez kills the other piece by putting out his cigar in the other piece's eye.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yep.
Oh, snap. By cigar or sword? Your choice, old boy.
Yeah, I saw that when I was at AAC.
Nice.
It was fucking outstanding.
as far as the movies go, it has a peculiar distinction of being one of the few movies where the sequel was better than the original.
Was it?
I believe so. The
You mean like comparing the movie to the show, or?
No,
Oh, no,
the movie.
the movie to the first movie to the second movie.
Like,
Gotcha.
Terminator 1 to Terminator 2. Terminator 2 is the worst sequel of all time because it's so much better than the original.
Yeah.
Just so much better. Although
Yeah,
Terminator 1 did bring us Your Terminated Fucker, which will always... beautiful.
So it was interesting. We went to see Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves with Kevin Costner, and it was terrible. It just was like one of the worst movies ever.
It's not
And
good.
so my friends Suzanne and I were just like, ugh, that was
Listen,
terrible.
Alan Rickman was a really good sheriff.
Oh God, it was terrible.
You
I
can't
love Alan
save that
Rickman.
movie.
He was chewing the carpeting. He was chewing the walls. Didn't matter. Couldn't save it. And
Just
so we're like,
slavering all over it.
it's like, that's the worst movie ever. Hey, why don't we go sneak into this movie? And we snuck into Terminator 2.
Damn! You snuck into
It was
the
like-
right movie!
It was just like, whoa, thank God we did this. This is like, we were, because that, if you can imagine seeing Terminator 2 when it came out, and it was like, it's held up pretty well over the years, but nobody had ever seen anything like that movie before.
But
So.
say it's still pretty good. Like I still like until somebody told me about the twin trick they pulled. I didn't under. It took me years before I understood how they like got behind Arnold's head.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
when his head's all fucked up and they're like reaching into it to look for the component or whatever. The way they did that is they got a look-alike for the kid, or the kid is off frame. And what's her face? The guy, the gal who plays Sarah Connor, she has an identical twin.
Linda Hamilton, yeah.
Right. So they had the identical twin on the other side of the mirror, mirroring her movements. Yeah, no, it just brilliant. Nice work, folks.
Well, they also had a lot of practical effects in the movie too. It had some of the best CGI anyone had ever seen, but the practical effects were fantastic too. So.
Oh yeah, the T1000s like has great CGI and also great practical effects when it gets all blown out and shit.
Yeah.
Beautiful. But,
Right. Sorry.
So you guys are in the House Luerta, chilling out.
We're doing shop talk magic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Uh.
Solandra and Clementine are probably getting into their usual debate of the power of divine versus arcane spellcasting.
Borrowed magic.
Borrowed or earned, who cares? That being said, you get joined by some of the members of the house. They're just like, oh, hey guys, what's going on? What are you doing? Oh, you're gonna fix the seal? That's cool. So like, Angarama comes down and is joined by another male drow named Botar. And they also join in the discussion. And they just go on to recount how, they and Sabir have been trying to work on this circle for decades, but they haven't been able to get anywhere with it. Maybe if they had more mages, they'd be able to pull it off, but sadly they don't.
I'll point out the the way we did the analysis on the circle.
Oh. 5, you say?
Yeah.
Well then.
5 nasty fucking hags.
Gracious.
They're cackling over there.
Maybe we never really stood a chance.
I don't say that. Some puzzles aren't meant to be solved by one person.
Fair enough.
One of the best ways to avoid situations like this is either don't piss off a bunch of powerful witches, or kill them before they have a chance to do anything about it.
Well, I mean, we tried to do that, but you had to understand, House Laertes was a formidable fortification. It took a whole day of shelling to knock it down.
I'm a hex crafter, and this is top-notch work. So.
Oh yeah, Solandra, you may have derived some sort of inspiration from this. Like, these hags have taught you inadvertently a thing or two about crafting a death curse. Quite frankly, you didn't know that you could create a team death curse. You didn't know you could do that. You figured a death curse was one and done. Nah, man. 5 people working together. 5 girls, 1 death curse. It's fucked up, man. It's fucked up. Also dangerous. And not volatile, but like... Solandra, if you tried to break up this curse, like, manually, it would be very bad for you. I don't know how many hags you can take in a fight, but I think it's fewer than 5.
Well, I'd lose my head.
I totally forgot. Yes, you would.
Yeah, we have to practice more. Let's see what happens when we join the natural with the arcane magic. It'd be interesting to see it. There have to be ways in which, I mean, they're kind of like oil and water, but hey, I like fucking vinaigrettes. You like vinaigrettes.
Mm-hmm.
They're largely incompatible, but sometimes they can be tuned together.
But
That's called an emulsion.
we need mustard.
Our
I
mustard
mean,
is at the marketplace.
nah, he's around as magical as like as a rock, like a non-magical rock. Yeah, mustard. Little honey too, but you can do the honey. You're definitely the oil. I'm definitely the vinegar.
We're not catching flies.
Ooh. I bet Aziz, if we could enlist Aziz, would be excellent at joining our magics together.
Absolutely.
God damn it, Pidge.
Thought for another day. What are you guys chatting about?
Nothing. Tra-la-la. Oh, there we go. Give me the.
Making Reynolds all hot and bothered?
Oh shit. Oh, I found him.
No, I just sent him a funny gif.
Oh, I see.
I mean, I'm getting all hot and bothered over here, and no one can stop me.
You're right.
That's the point of the Underdark, really.
Isn't it?
Holy shit, is that an Umber Hulk?
It is. They're often used as beasts of burden underground, and they're not in the open game license. What the fuck?
Interesting.
Just get a 3.5 version of it.
Oh yeah. I'm just gonna. Whatever.
They'll be overpowered, but if they were done in Pathfinder, but
There we go.
that's fine
Got him.
for us.
Yeah, an Umber Hulk is a CR7. It weighs 800 pounds. It's about 9 feet tall. It has 2 big eyes for seeing above ground and 2 little eyes for seeing below ground.
That'll
Also,
do.
the little eyes inspire confusion,
Oh, goodness.
which they generally only do defensively. Oh, they're sentient! Oh my god, I didn't know they were sentient.
Oh yeah, they're smart.
They're generally used as beasts of burden and, like, guard dogs by venerable drow houses.
Umber Hulks are one of the most annoying things in Baldur's Gate.
Oh yeah, man. I fucking got wrecked by those when I tried to go into the fucking fortress. An Umberhold can deliver powerful blows enough to crush almost any enemy. In addition, its mandibles are strong enough to bite through armor or exoskeletons with ease. Despite its great bulk, an Umberhulk is quite intelligent. When brute force won't overcome an enemy, it is more than capable of outthinking those who assume it to be a stupid beast.
Well, I mean, as someone who is also assumed to be a moron, I think that we could find some common ground here.
You feel a kinship with these creatures.
Is who? What's their int?
11.
Oh god, they're smarter than me.
Yeah, that's the curse. The thing is, they don't speak. So like a Wookiee, Umber Hulks don't have the vocal apparatus to speak any language, but they can communicate with other Umber Hulks through a series of grunts and such.
Clicks and
Yeah.
insect
Warbles.
noises.
Clicks,
Warble.
grunts, insect noises, and other grunts. But they do understand other languages. So they definitely speak Common, Undercommon, and Drow.
Oh, that's good.
Let's not talk about the truly horrid Umberhulks. Those are not kept as beasts of burden. Those things are cast out of the hive, or slaughtered while they're young. Because those bitches are fucking huge! Whew. That's a huge bitch!
I mean, that would be good, but if it's already tamed, then that doesn't really help me out any.
That's the trick. These Umberhulks are definitely tame.
Yeah, I have the feeling that anything that I would do to incite it to violence would be a violent act myself.
That being said, oh man, damn it, you figured it out. You son of a bitch. Fuck.
I'm sorry.
Fuck you.
Fuck you!
Fuck you!
No, I was trying to look for like some giant spiders or lizard dogs or something that would just...
You
It's already rabid.
do find a bunch of...
I don't know, fire beetles or something?
Dung beetles.
You find a couple of these boys. Damn it. Do the thing right. Thank you.
Where are you tossing it? You tossing it to me?
Tossing it to you.
Okay.
You find a couple of these large lads.
Ooh, I like these.
Of course you do. They're not particularly strong, nor are they particularly smart. They're often used as brutish companions. You know, somebody has to lift the boxes. They're also quite short. Wow! They're really short!
Were they like halfling sized?
Like, the shortest among them, I mean, the tallest among them is like 5 feet tall, but the shortest is
Oh.
like 3 feet 11 inches.
So a little one could be mistaken for like a kobold.
Nah, kobolds are generally more hunched over and thin. The short ones are built
These are
like...
bulky.
Yeah, no. Man, the only thing I could think of is my mother used to know this farmer guy who would occasionally come around the house, and the dude was like 5 foot nothing and pure muscle.
Just ripped. Just
fucking... Well, not even like, giant bulging muscles ripped, but you take one look at him and you're like, oh, shit. Well, you take one look at him, if you don't know what you're looking for, you're like, oh, I could take him in a fight. But if you have a fucking brain in your head, you're like, oh, shit, all he does is pick things up and put things down all day. If I fuck with him, I'll be the one getting picked up and put down.
6 feet down.
If you put him in a 6-foot hole, he wouldn't be able to get out. Zing! Anyway. Huh. Troglodytes only reach adulthood at 40 years. Poor bastards.
huh.
They also smell really bad, don't they?
Oh, they smell awful. That is the major reason why they are not often used as servants by Drow society.
So if they're not often used as servants, that must mean that they are looking to move their stock.
Oh God, yes. Well, I mean, like they're not allowed to be house servants. They're only allowed to be laborers out of doors, handled by perfume-swilling fail sons.
Understood. Do they seem to know enough to obey orders in the language?
Let me check.
I'm observing the sales proceedings.
Like the drow who is selling these troglodytes is like having a fuck of a time about it. He's like, come on, they're good for blood. They're good for picking things up and putting things down. Come buy a troglodyte today. Like, he's having a really hard time selling these things. He speaks to them into a language you've heard before, but you don't understand. Make an intelligence roll, put it in chat while I take a piss.
Okay. I am not smart.
Doing your best.
Foolish tavern songs stuck in my head.
No.
At least it's not Red Diamond. Except for now it is Red Diamond. Fuck. Bless the person that extracted the sound files for the ESO Tavern song.
Right? Hero.
The new ones in Elsewhere are fantastic.
Oh, awesome.
Just by the way.
Holt, you recognize the language as Draconic. You've heard it a lot lately.
Huh. You're right. If I had an actual aptitude for languages, I might consider. If only to surprise Salandra. But, yeah, it's not gonna happen.
Holt, your mouth is dumb.
I don't think my mouth is dumb. I think my brain is slow.
I don't know, your mouth is pretty dumb. Your oral sex skills are just okay.
You only get better with practice. And we've been adventuring a lot lately.
That's true.
An old dog can still learn new tricks.
How many points have you put into perform sexual acts?
I don't have a lot of skill points, man.
Exactly. Sorry,
You should
Holt.
use one of those special fighter skills you get for that. That would be really fucking awesome.
All of you.
That would be really awesome, but that'll have to wait.
All
Yeah,
of your
as it-
sexual prowess is coming from raw animal magnetism at this point.
Yep, it's your BAB would be your base score.
Actually, I think that versatile training is in precisely the right places, honestly.
No, I'm just
I'm just saying. Man, Baldur's Gate 3, what's it gonna be like after you turn into fucking a god?
You'd
Well,
start
it's-
all over as a not god.
Fair enough.
it is not a ball spawn story, I don't think.
Okay. Man, I gotta finish Baldur's Gate 2, Throne of Ball.
Yeah, it's worth to see how the stories end.
Well, I was playing a paladin and like things were gonna get weird because I was totally intending to ascend the Throne of Ball.
It's fine. It's
Just
fine. There's a perfectly. I did it as a paladin. There is a path of either ascension or you can choose to be a human.
Nah, I was gonna be like, no, I have to ascend the throne because like I need to fix this. I need to try to make it right.
Yeah, if you take the good path, that Solar who's hanging around in your place becomes your henchman.
Sweet. Also, I recruited Saravok, and I did not make him take the geese, so I was moving toward the whole make Saravok not totally evil path.
I know it's tough. You have to really get the right dialogue choices on it.
Oh yeah, you cannot fuck up.
Yep.
But yeah, when he was like,
you,
I knew as soon as he said, "I'll take a geese if you want." I said, "No, that's not necessary." And in my head, I was thinking, because if you step out of line, I'll stop you like I did before. Silent subtext. If you fuck up, I will kill you.
I have to admit, even my paladin romance Viconia.
You fucking Viconia fanboy, Dave.
She was so. The other options are just bad.
Yeah,
Sorry.
fair enough. Jaheira is the only other sort of acceptable option, but it always feels weird because she's a widower. I was going to say she's a widow.
Yeah, she gets over Khalid really fast.
Real fucking fast!
Which is okay, because Khalid was kind of an idiot.
Fair enough. You make a good point.
The voice actor who played it was terrible.
I don't know. I think he did a great job of portraying Khalid's nervous disposition.
Yeah. Right. Just never seemed like quite the type of guy who Jaheira would end up with.
Absolutely not. Which made a fantastic odd couple scenario. But still. Alright, Holt, what's the plan?
The plan is to possibly acquire one of these things, and I need to distract the Daves, correctly?
You need to distract someone in order for Grandpa Luerta to steal someone's imperial papers. I'm sorry,
Okay.
not imperial papers, house papers.
House papers. So I need to cause some sort of diversion in a place that has different flags than Luertar's.
Yes.
Okay. I think I can do that.
Luerta doesn't have a presence at market right now.
So that should be easy.
Cap. Ruin has come to our house.
9 intelligence, Reynolds. I'm covering my bases.
Do you remember its golden site, perched as it was at the cliff above the moor? Anyway. But,
Okay.
Yeah, no. House Luerta does not have many, have much representation here.
I'm going to move to look closer at the troglodytes for sale.
You check out those sweet, sweet troglodytes. I'm sorry, the line is, ruin has come to our family. You remember our venerable house, opulent and imperial, gazing proudly from its stoic perch above the moor. It is an abomination now. Yeah. I'm sorry, it is a festering abomination. I beg you, return home, claim your birthright, and deliver our family from the ravenous clutching shadows. Hammercocks, gunshot, loud thud of the darkest dungeon.
I do have a plan now. I'm just typing it down so I don't forget in the moment. Okay, great. So I move forward as though I'm a person that is showing definite interest in this guy's pitch. I don't imagine that there is a sizable crowd. You said he was having trouble trying to get people to stay long enough around the smelly creatures to consider purchasing.
Yeah. There is a buyer. He's very hoity-toity, and they begin talking in Elven.
Okay.
It's just like, oh, ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta, ta-ta-ta, ta-ta-ta-ta-ta.
My brain's already shut off. So these creatures, do they have like newt-like skin? Do they have secretions?
They have secretions. It's
Okay.
fucking disgusting.
Duly noted. They're covered in slime.
Oh my god, so much slime. Foul smelling slime. You succeed on your fortitude save to overcome slime.
That's good because it's a plus 16.
Yeah, you're good.
I'm fine.
I don't think you can fail this roll.
Excellent.
Oh, it's based on the troglodyte's level. So, yeah, still no. Oh, okay. Oh, they changed it from a constant effect to a skunk-like secretion. So, like, they have terrible stench glands that they can vent. Still, they don't smell good, but they don't.
Do they like drool and have
Oh.
big teeth?
Oh yeah, they drool. Like, I'm looking at this thing, and actually, they don't have big teeth. They have a very large series of small teeth.
Okay.
How
I'm also digging the plates and the big claws. Those are kind of...
the human mouth has 32 teeth, right?
I think so.
The troglodyte mouth has something like 68 teeth.
All right.
It's a fucking shit ton of little bastards.
Fascinating. Truly.
Truly, truly outrageous.
Do they range in size? Are there very large ones?
There are some that are like, you know, the 4.5 feet tall, which is their maximum height, and then there are the small ones. But there's a bunch of them. There's like 20 of them in this goddamn cage, and they're just sort of chilling out, having a time, waiting to get sold.
Okay.
Oh my god, sorry. Sorry, I'm on a Darkest Dungeon kick.
Nope, you're fine.
Victory. A hollow and ridiculous notion. We are born from this thing, made from it. We will be returned to it in time. The great family of man. A profusion of errant flesh, multiplying, swarming, living, dying, until the stars align in their inexorable formation. And what sleeps is roused once more, to hatch from this fragile shell of earth and rock, and bring our inescapable end. So seek solace in the manner befitting your lineage, and take up your nugatory vigil, haunted forever by that sickening prose, echoing through the infinite blackness of space and time. Ruin has come to our family.
Ooh.
God damn, nice work.
That was a good one.
Ugh. Man, I beat Darkest Dungeon. I still don't feel like I won.
No, you do not.
Well, the achievement you get for winning is called Victory, such as it is.
Such as it is.
Such as it is. They might as well say, yeah, you're an idiot. Did you think something good was gonna happen? You fucking moron.
One of my favorite phenomena was when off was really popular.
Oh, man. Hello, Batter.
And everyone was making posts like, just got off, just beat off. And the people that weren't sure that it was a game were very confused.
Oh, man, who wants some flank steak? Wait, or is it cheese steak? Damn it. Philly cheesesteak off 95. Shit. Pepper steak. There it is.
Yes.
Oh, waiting for this guy to finish his elvish conversation. Does the other person walk away with a purchase?
Oh yeah, the other guy decides, yeah, I guess I'll buy a troglodyte. Make a sense motive roll.
Okay. That is a 12.
He seems pretty unsatisfied with his purchase, but like, you know, servants are servants and you take what you can afford. But he's trying to make a scene like, oh, I could do better, but it's time for me to help the little people.
I walk forward in the small queue and let that guy pass with his purchase, presumably on some sort of leash, and look to the guy.
It's a very long series of chains, and Troglodyte is like, oh man, ah fuck, I'm out of the cage. I'm going to a new cage.
Out of the frying pan, into the fire.
Fuck. Who'd have thought? Being a slave sucks dick. Slavery, maybe it's right for you today.
I walk forward and incline my head a little bit and ask, do you speak common?
I do, but not often with customers.
Well, I'm a prospective customer.
Really? You, an infernal creature come to buy slaves. Or is it the souls you're after? You know, I have to charge you more.
Oh, nothing quite as complicated as that. I'm no caster, I'm not involved in infernal schemes. No, I'm merely an outsider from the city above.
You say, I'm not a part of infernal schemes, and he's like, oh, really?
Do you want me to roll bluff?
Yes.
33?
Fuck, okay. Oh, well then. I suppose even one such as you needs something for commercial use. From the realm above, you say? Well
Yes.
then, I see you're looking for a slick troglodyte manservant or womanservant, I don't judge.
I represent an individual who has a certain fondness for the keeping and training of strange and unknown creatures.
Make another delightful bluff roll.
Absolutely.
At a +0 bonus, because that lie is believable, but not, like, super believable.
Well, gotta get out my calculator for a 40.
Damn. And he just says, well, I assure you the iron-skinned troglodyte is a damn sight hard to train. These ones here are domesticated, but they're not exactly perfect for household use, if you catch my drift. But perfect
I just assumed
for your lord.
Holt was talking about Clementine.
Pardon?
I just assumed Holt was talking about Clementine.
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Yes, I represent a merchant baron of sorts from Connors City in District 6.
Oh.
Holt wouldn't slip up, I did.
Right, yeah, no. Connor. I've heard the name before. This all makes sense now. Certainly.
Could these creatures be trained to fight in an arena?
They could. Most certainly they could. They can be taught to vent those stench glands on demand, and I assure you, they're stalwart of arm and firm of grip. Capable of using the most primitive of weapons, but in a barbaric arena display, they will certainly fetch you a fine audience.
That's what I'm betting. Took one look at these and thought that they'd be perfect. And I give him a winning smile. So I'm buttering him up.
My good man, I can see that you are a buyer of fine taste. come underground to find only the finest of troglodyte specimens. But you must understand, I could never release one of these for anything less than 95 coins of gold, and whatever denomination you bring from the surface.
I reach into my pouch and pull out a single astral diamond and say, I would like to pick out my own specimen, if I will.
I see. Well then, come into my abattoir, my good man.
And he pockets the astral diamond, and opens up the cage, and lets you inside.
Okay. I am looking for one that is the most coated in pungent slime.
Roll that beautiful sense motive footage.
What,
Okay.
wouldn't it be scent motive?
Oh my god. Bitch.
An 18.
I don't know how I am going to hurt Clementine.
Clementine will hurt herself. Just give her the opportunity.
But I am. Give your players enough rope, and they will hang themselves.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
It's a statistical certainty. Cap.
What?
I'm gonna string Holt up, and you're gonna love every single minute.
I won't love having to roll a new character, so let's just...
You'd be surprised. He can survive suffocation for a very long time. Anyway,
It's true. Anyway, 18 to look at troglodytes.
You rolled pretty well. You find a big one next to a small one, and that big one is very stinky.
I look at that one, but I also look at the small one.
I see.
So I'm looking between the two of those, and the thought process going on in my mind is that if I set it loose somewhere, would the small one doesn't look agile?
The small one? Give me another sense motive roll.
Yes, please. That will be a 14.
Did you see a spark of intelligence in its eye? Or is it simply brother protecting brother?
I'm gonna make a quick... I look to the cellar, and I see his eager grin, his little fly hands rubbing together, because he knows, like, he just made a sale.
Oh yeah,
And
the sale has been made. It's just a matter of which one you want.
so the anticipation, I let it hang before switching my hand from the big one. I point definitively to the small one, says, that one. That's the one.
1 second. I found the gif you're looking for. I sense a soul in search of answers.
Yes.
Chiwaniwanga solo!
Yeah, no. He's like, very well then, very defiant, that one, very defiant. And he just, like, gestures out of the cage.
Okay.
He does not present you with a chain or collar. He assumes you have your own.
I do have rope in my bag.
Alrighty then. Do you wrap a rope around this poor thing's throat?
Yes.
Okay.
For show. I don't make any sort of... It's just a basic knot.
I was about to say, make a use rope roll. Is that still a skill? Is that a thing?
It's escape artist. It's under escape artist.
I'll allow it. Because
19.
Oh shit! I mean, like, who the fuck put points in use rope? Seriously, who was this crazy person? And why
I mean,
are they alive?
our friend Reese for their rogue character did put points into perform Shibari.
Hey! Oh.
Holt did not. So escape artist it is.
Oh Christ. Anyway. So yeah, you tie this knot around this thing's throat. Do you take it anywhere, or are you just like outside of the cage tying this thing up?
Just outside the cage, tying this thing up, and I will meet its eyes. And if it tries to bolt now that it is outside of the cage, I'm going to give it one look that says, "Don't do that."
It doesn't, but make your intimidate roll anyway.
The "Don't fuck with me" intimidate roll
Ah,
of a 37.
I see.
And it releases the scent involuntarily. And it releases the scent involuntarily.
Squirt. Oh god, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to fucking shit everywhere.
Our deal concluded, I bid a fond farewell to the seller and thank him for his services. And
He clutches his pocket containing the astral diamond.
thank you for reminding me, I gotta delete one of those out of my inventory. Boop.
A small price to pay for a very fine servant. Totally not a slave.
Totally not a slave.
Totally not a slave.
Okay. I'm going to look for a shadowy alleyway where I can have a moment of perceived privacy.
You find a series of drow grifters in this alley, and you give them a fine fuck off stare, and they're like, "Oh, we should fuck off. Off, we
Fantastic.
should fuck." There are a bunch of punk kids from a house you don't recognize because you don't have any points of knowledge, nobility, and royalty, nor enough points in perception to be like, instead of the fuck, but they understand, oh no, we should stay away from this guy.
If I had more time, I would bring you to a person that could speak to you properly.
I understand what you're saying.
Oh. Excellent. Well, you understand this better than I. Am I going to, are we going to get in trouble if I take this off of your neck?
No, but I don't understand why you'd want to do that.
I don't answer, but I take the time to let him think about that as I untie the knot and remove
You untie
Remove
the
the
knot, and he makes himself comfortable sitting on a barrel outside of someone's establishment. And, oh, damn. Oh, damn. But anyway, he goes on to remark, "You know I'm not going to run. That means death for me. So what do you want?"
I'm not going to sell you to an arena, but I do need someone to help me create a distraction, and you seem smart enough to make one and quick enough to get away.
Fair enough. Do you have a book of spells?
No, I do not, but I may know someone who does.
If I could borrow a few scrolls or something like that, I could definitely create a series of distractions.
I would give you some of mine gladly, but nothing I have here is suitable for a distraction unless you want to resist energy them to death.
I don't think that would work. If you have coin, go buy something. Who cares?
Oh, you're right. Alright, well. First things first. My name's Holt.
Nice
And he's
to
going
meet
to
you.
hold out his hand.
Let me see if I can find. Ah ha ha! Lizard folk. Name generator. My name is Ross.
Wonderful.
and he reaches out his hand. He doesn't know what to do with it. He's not familiar with a handshake.
I shake his hand and give him a friendly smile.
God. He takes the rope and ties it around his neck, and then ties it to some handle of a window or something, and just sits on the barrel. Just like, oh no, I'm secure.
I'll be right back.
He nods.
Alright, so let's see. What kind of spell would Salandra use if she needed to create a distraction? I don't know. Glitter dust? Fairy fire? Fireball? No, that's actual destruction. I need something non-lethal. Although I suppose a daylight spell would definitely create a distraction.
Ah!
I don't know. You know what? Never mind. You could definitely buy daylight scrolls somewhere.
It wouldn't be totally out of place for an outsider who presumably doesn't have dark vision to need to buy one.
Well, no. The thing is, definitely, like a quote unquote suicide bombing house member will use a scroll of daylight to be like, everybody is fucked. I don't even need.
So this is a problem because Holt doesn't know much magic aside from what he's had explained to him by Salandra and Clementine about how they've done what they've done.
That's also true.
So he might think of daylight. He might think of like maybe a summon scroll. What can this little troglodyte do?
Oh, I know the perfect spell.
If I got him like a little summon monster spell, or maybe
That could be effective.
I
Hey,
wish Salandra was here.
if Holt makes an intelligence roll, you can remember what spell that Salandra was talking about a while back.
I'll allow it.
Can I try?
Yes.
Come on, big money. A 14.
I'll allow it.
I'm trying to remember the name. Hold on one second. I didn't actually.
Ah!
I actually have a wand of it. Wand of something monkeys.
Oh, mad monkeys.
Mad monkeys. Mad monkeys.
That is the definition, like...
Of chaos.
Yup.
Oh, it is completely non-lethal. It is
Awesome.
incredibly annoying swarm of monkeys that steal your shit.
You would need a couple of scrolls of that, just because you would need a couple of monkey swarms.
Okay. I will look to buy the following 2 scrolls of Mad Monkey. I will look for a Daylight scroll and a Whip of Spiders scroll.
Oh my fucking god. Okay.
Sorry, crunchy banana chips.
You're fine.
Well... Shit. Okay, Spider whip.
And let's see.
That's gonna run you about 1,275 gold pieces to buy them all. You don't have to worry about providing house seals because all of the spells are 3rd level or lower, so they're not considered like contraband.
Excellent. And they don't do any. Well, I guess Whip of Spiders does do damage, but.
Yeah, but Whip of Spiders is a level 2 spell. Like, Magic Missile does damage, but you don't need a license to buy a scroll of it.
Alright, I hand over the rest of my astral diamonds and a few pieces of platinum to cover the difference.
Sounds good.
Oh, and spell resistance does not protect you against mad monkeys.
Nope. Nor does it protect you from daylight. Nor do I think it protects you from whip of spiders.
Wow, Holt is accidentally smart.
Oops. Do you provide these scrolls to the troglodyte?
Yeah, I come back over to Ras and I hand him some scrolls.
You've done a great deed this day, Mr. Holt. And Ras unties the knot around his throat, goes out into the market square, bellows vengeance for Zul'jin, and unleashes unholy chaos on this market. We're talking 80 monkeys, a whip made of spiders, and a series of blinding sunbursts that emanate within 60 feet as the Drow run for cover, and it's bedlam.
Well,
Fucking bedlam. Like,
I hope
Oh.
Bilal got what he needed.
there are
Hey,
cries
what-
of, guards, guards, somebody help.
I light a cigarette. No, I don't. No, I take it out. I think about it, and I'm like,
That's illegal.
God fucking damn it! I rolled a 19 too, and back in the pouch.
What are you talking about, Dave?
Oh, mad monkeys. If I remember correctly, it steals stuff.
Oh yeah,
It gives that stuff to whoever cast it. So he's gonna require some odds and ends of things.
Oh yeah, the monkeys can attempt one disarm or steal each turn as a free action, and they obey all commands given by the caster. And so there is a miniature slave rebellion, followed by a series of guards who show up with crossbows, who brutally put it down. The monkeys, the troglodytes, any goblin servants who act up, one Duragar merchant, all of them are just like unceremoniously mowed down in a hail of crossbow fire.
Do I?
Jesus.
Can I roll a perception check to see if Ras was one of the people that they gunned down?
What do you mean, roll a perception? You immediately see him. He's like, vengeance for Zul'jin! Might of the chocolate! And he's like coughing up blood as he horrifically dies, skewered by 8 bolts. He coughs his last as the remainder of his severed tribe like toss sticks and like other objects at their attackers as they are all mown down unceremoniously in unholy combat.
Yeah, once I see him die, I turn and start walking back to the Lurta estate and hope that Bilal had his shit together enough to take advantage of that.
But seriously, one dark dwarf merchant is like, I'm not responsible for this. I'm just a merchant. And then his goods are confiscated.
Cool. Well, I did what had to be done.
Hey man, it just happened. You didn't know how brutally this little miniature rebellion was gonna get put down.
I really didn't, but it seemed like I gave Ras what he really wanted.
That's true. He wanted
And
a
gave him
chance-
more dignity than anyone else would have.
He wanted a chance to escape, and you gave it to him. What more could he have asked for? Oh, what's that line? Sorry, there's a series of Magic the Gathering card. They're the wish cycle. They're all delightful. They all have delightful little flavored texts. Here we are.
She wished for a weapon, but not the skill to wield it. He wished for knowledge, but not the will to apply it. He wished for power, but not the longevity to abuse it. She wished for nobility, but not a nation to honor it. And glittering wish. She wished for gold, but not the strength to carry it.
Hashtag monkey's paw.
Hashtag monkey's paw. And one finger curls. Oh, my bad. I was looking at the wrong living wish. He wished for growth, but not for a way to control it.
But yeah, Holt returns to the estate.
And not too long after you're on your way, Clementine's grandfather catches up and he's like, "Fantastic, very well done, a wonderful bit of bedlam."
Excellent.
And
Hope it was sufficient for you.
it was, he says, handing you a very large sack that is very heavy. It's a 35-pound sack that holds 1,500 pounds.
Well, I mean, I'm still in light load, so
Holy shit, fuck you.
I'm sorry. I'm just in light load. Let me just make sure.
About this plan with the bag of holding, slide or no? Can things live in the bag of holding?
They have an hour worth of oxygen that is spread between all of the occupants.
Same thing with like a portable hole, I imagine.
Yeah. Fuck you, Holt.
Fuck you.
Eat a million dicks. Why don't you put a bag of holding inside of a bag of holding and rid us of you, you motherfucker?
I mean, I do have two.
You fucking turd.
Why are you so mad?
I hate you, Holt. You're so big and strong. And
It's my only asset.
And morally flexible.
Yeah, that's true. I did just let a guy, go to his death and didn't bat an eye, so... Yeah, that's the thing. Like, that's the only place that any of Holt's reservations are stemming from. Said with humor. Big ol' fancy sack. Or does it look really plain on purpose? The bag of holding.
Yes. It's just a regular brown sack. The goblins do good work, but it's far from fancy. No one would ever accuse Dave, or Dave of being the fancy sort.
I just thought they looked like a rucksack or a duffel bag.
Well, most of them, most enchanters can't help but put some sort of filigree on such a magnificent item. But the Daves are not one for aesthetics. They really don't give a fuck.
I'm Dave. I'm Dave too. And
I
that's
thought
Dave.
of it as something like this.
And that's Dave 3 and Dave 4 and Dave 5. No, it's got to be bigger than that. Because it's big.
I've got it. I've got it. I've got it. I got it. I got it.
There we go.
Excellent. Thank you. There's an understanding that that feeling coalesces in Holt's mind. He doesn't reply, but focuses instead on the task at hand.
There ain't no rest for the wicked. Money don't grow on trees.
They finally added a fact to Ice Tomb. It only lasts for 1 minute per level,
I mean, that's enough
unless
time.
unless it's cold. So if it's a cold environment, then it lasts indefinitely.
Right. It is not.
However, if we stick five ice tombs into a bag and close the bag, that sounds like a refrigerated bag to me.
The inside of the bag is always lukewarm. You know what? It matches the temperature of the outside.
Okay.
Could
Where's
I
the space blanket when we need it?
could I give the people Aboleth's lung to help them breathe in the bag of holding?
No, because Aboleth's lung allows you to breathe underwater, not in
Just
a
for
vacuum.
water?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I have another solution, but it will involve some stone to flesh being needed afterwards.
I mean, if you want to petrify them, that's doable. And if you want stone to flesh, that's also doable. There's a lot of things that turn people to stone down here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at you, beholders. Oh, fuck. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
So Holt returns with a bag of holding. How long did that market excursion take?
Like an hour and a half.
An hour and a half.
Like, longer than expected, but not, like, too long.
Don't you yawn at me, young man.
Yeah, Slander's been taking notes, dissecting the spell. Like by dissecting, I mean like taking the components of it and illustrating them independently, so I can.
And now House Tillin and House Kilmtor will be expecting an attack from House Everharn. You're really learning how to play the game, Holt.
Oh, well, thank you. Try my best.
You do well. You do well.
Oh no, praise Holt's weakness.
Oh no.
Well, is it too weird to have sex with Clementine's grandfather?
No,
No.
it's not.
getting weird with it.
I just want to be pure.
Thank you, Danny DeVito. Anyway, so Holt and Grandpa Luerta show up back at the manor with a big old sack.
I guess this will do. Good work, Holt.
Oh, thank you. It was easy enough.
Now we just have to figure out the logistics of this fucking fiasco.
Well, you've got a day to figure it out. Their caravan moves tonight.
What's this state of, once you're inside the city, what's the state of detection? Are there random spells for, like, seeking out magic and...
Oh, yes, definitely. But if you return to the house, they'll have no authority.
Right. I can do non-detection in any case, so I can probably wander around fairly freely if I need to.
Ooh, very nice. Could you make a scroll of that?
Who's asking that?
Grandpa Luerta.
Bilal.
Bilal.
Scrolls aren't really my thing. Like, I take a look. I take a look at his skin. If we had a little more time, I've never worked on ebony skin before. I have to use fucking iridescent paints.
Oh my. Don't threaten me with a good time, miss.
Well, it's an interesting challenge, but I don't think we have the time. Probably sometime when if we come back through here, and if you can figure out a fucking way for me to use my magic without having to go through the fucking hoops, then we can have a deal.
Unfortunate, but yes.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you, if you teleport to the house, they have no authority to search you.
Oh, we could teleport directly here. There's no
Well,
roads or something.
teleportation doesn't work well in these tunnels, so I'd have to be somewhere fairly close to the city to avoid the blockage from the. I can't teleport up or down, but I presume if I'm within kind of a mile, probably it should work.
Even less. Like regular teleporting rules work underground, basically. But when you're fucking around with going between the underground and the overground, that's where things get really messy. You have to reverse the polarity of the neutron flow. It's just it's a whole thing.
Are there many people who can teleport in the city?
Oh, gracious, no. It's a very rare thing. Requires a lot of resources. Highly telegraphed. As far as I'm concerned, you're better off with a stealth invasion. If that's what you were thinking.
No. Mainly want to know how many highly talented spellcasters you've got. So.
Oh, there are a few. It's said that Nana Hilvira is an accomplished caster, not afraid to use blood to satisfy her arcane components. And it's said that, that Mother Sambra has also delved into the dark arts, but for the most part, things are not as powerful down here as you might expect.
Good.
Salandra, make a sort of general sense motive roll.
That's a 40.
Oh shit. Okay, so you crunch some numbers and you do some math, and like on the surface, the average level of your standard generic citizen of Septemport is like level 3-ish. Like there are a bunch of like level 1 and 2 and 3 commoners, and then when you get up there, occasionally you find some level 15 badass, but for the most part, excuse me, things are pretty subdued.
Yeah, I remember that what's his name was level 12 in District 2. And
Yeah.
you said he was the most powerful person there.
You mean Aziz or
No, the guy we killed.
Oh yeah, Stark.
Stark, yeah.
Yeah. And like Stark was sort of like a legendary mute unarmed brawler who had been fighting for decades in order to acquire his skills. But you begin to understand that down here the average level is like 5, but the upper limit is still only 12. It sort of becomes clear to you that when somebody gets too powerful, they usually get killed.
Good to know.
But the overall level is greater just because the people down here are overall just better trained. Also, Drow.
Yep.
I'm just saying that spell resistance makes a difference.
Oh yeah, it does.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, to have spell resistance at all.
Yeah, if you had bought a Scarab of Protection like we did.
No, I bought other things. Other things that will come in handy and not break once they're done.
Oh man, same. I can't handle an item that breaks.
Yeah, it's annoying. Scarab Protection is good enough that you can kind of suck it off, but yeah.
It's true.
So,
The whole you don't die.
You know why I don't die? Because I spent my money on things that keep me alive.
Hello.
Through a lot more than just spell resistance. That Deathless enchantment is already earned its weight.
Yeah, I was looking at that one. It's cool.
But anyway.
Well, I'm not the stealthiest, but I can be pretty effective. I use some of the of my inherited tricks.
I think there's definitely a limit to how stealthy we can be, given that they have better dark vision than us.
Yeah.
Not all of us.
Most of us. Lucky.
Ooh. Anyway, what's the plan, folks? Give me the plan. What's on the docket?
We have a little bit of time to bide, because we don't want them to be too close to the city before we attack. Otherwise, they'll just run to the city or call reinforcements or something like that.
That's also true.
And I also think that we should discuss the fact that we only need 5 of them. 5 of the Drow guards, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So do we let the others run back to the city and
As far as I
know our
understand it,
faces?
we need
No.
we need to know the we need to get people from the actual house. I'm not sure if guards qualify.
Hmm.
Can guards be mercenaries? People outside the house?
Oh, perhaps, but most of them wouldn't be.
Mhm.
I would think that they would only entrust their most powerful family members to escort a shipment is worth as much as you said.
Almost certainly, but occasionally there are a few unhoused who are angling to get in, and this is their foot in the door.
Hmm. All right. Now, you said that you wanted us to bring their cargo back to you in this house.
Yes, please.
How do we get them in? I can't fit all of them in this bag of holding.
Oh.
Do we make multiple trips, or is there some other route that we should escort them to?
If there's a
Mist.
route you would want to create, if there's a route you want to find, you will have to create it.
Hmm.
But yes,
So just for the record, it occurs to me now that we know that teleportation does work. I can teleport into the house with a certain number of them. Now, the other option is, do you need to get your favor from these people, or can we just let them go? It'd be a lot easier. I mean, it seems like the goal here is to free your house of its curse. Everything else is gravy. And that's the only thing that we're.
don't look to me for that.
Hmm.
It's Muldred's favor you're trying to curry. The hag has more than she lets on. It's the reason.
Did she say
we're all
anything to
still
you,
alive.
Clementine?
No.
I mean,
she
she
just
did
said
mention previously that, like, your reward will be commensurate to your service to the house.
Gotcha.
But that's all she said.
She doesn't need more than that, but she did suggest that the more we scratch her back, the more she can scratch ours. So it might be worth putting in a little more effort now to get more benefit later.
All right. No, I'm a man of simple ideas, but I feel like I'm on a little bit of a roll today. Clementine, is it possible maybe to use some of your earth elementals to make a tunnel?
I don't see why not.
He looks to
Unfortunately,
Bilal.
unfortunately, summoned creatures don't last long enough, but if you were to become an earth elemental, you could quite possibly, like, dig like a motherfucker.
We've got time to kill.
That's true.
Or if you summoned a swarm of earth elementals,
That's true. Like,
I
they
can do
make
both.
that's definitely possible. If you wanted to summon a shit ton of earth elementals, they could dig to get to wherever you needed them to go. And, like, Bilal suggests, I suppose that counts. I don't believe there's anything about laws. Yes, laws end at the soil and the way up, not the other way around.
So as long as we do it on house grounds.
Exactly. So long as you dig up under the house, they'll never know, and they'll have no right to ask.
So I guess the hardest part of this would honestly be not accidentally collapsing the structure.
But earth elementals have a pretty good sense of how to keep a tunnel from collapsing, correct?
They are masterful in their ability of this.
Cool.
There's our slave passage.
That is a nasty spell.
Which spell?
I'm looking at Elemental Swarm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 die 4, it lasts for 190 minutes for Clementine, so 3 hours. 2d4 large elementals, maximum hit points. 10 minutes later, 1d4 huge elementals. 10 minutes after that, one greater elemental appears. They all have maximum hit points per hit die.
Don't mind me. I'm just over here.
That's ludicrous.
But Salandra, you forgot I have augment summoning.
Have I considered the sweet embrace of death? Yes, I have.
Yeah, I think these guys. I think if you did that, you could definitely dig a tunnel faster than pretty much anyone has dug a tunnel in the history of tunnel making.
Oh, I was gonna say perpetrate some fucking shenanigans.
That too.
But, you know, whatever. Because, like, I don't know what the fuck Drow is supposed to do to a goddamn series of earth elementals.
I don't think they can put him to sleep.
Get out of the way.
Move.
Yeah, it's a very good way to take an entire caravan too.
Like,
I mean, if you summon
Just
a
under
swarm,
it, dig a fucking hole.
or
Then
a
look
swarm
around.
of
Oh, where'd the caravan go?
air elementals.
I mean, like, the major issue is Drow rely a lot on poison in order to fuck things over, and, you know, elementals aren't subject to poison. Because they don't have, like, a goddamn physiology. Oops. Oops, all rock eggs. You ever
Are
wonder-
elementals, like, born or hatched, or they just pop out of holes in the ground?
They sort of invoke into being. They don't exist on the material plane. They exist on the elemental planes.
Gotcha.
When a druid summons them, a druid is just like, "Hey, Earth Elemental Plane, give me some pals." And the Earth Elemental Plane is like, "Man, you done solid for Mother Gaia. Here, have some of my buds."
Energy
That's
that
awesome.
became sentient for some reason or another.
Exactly. Trying to understand the elemental planes is far beyond your pay grade. Are you Gaia? Are you Gaia, Clementine? Then shut the fuck up and summon your elementals.
So the elementals, we can use the elementals to dig. We can use the elementals to subdue the caravan. Either one would be pretty effective, I think.
And
I mean, you
I
can
also
use
have
them for both because they last for 3 hours.
those last for 3 hours, and also I can take any spell and substitute it for
Summon
a
Zal.
summon. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we could have a standing army of elementals, if we so chose.
I mean, among other things. I'm just saying, you know, you could just summon, like, a storm giant.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that would be fair to the stone giant in these caverns.
Are you fucking serious? That's a storm giant. It's only huge. It's only 14 feet tall, so it would definitely fit in a lot of these caverns.
Oh, okay.
And he comes with a masterwork greatsword and a composite longbow.
Batteries not included.
And I mean, I wouldn't worry about poison. Jesus Christ. What does it have for armor? It's wearing armor. What fucking armor does this thing wear? I can't. It's got a +6 armor bonus, but I'm not seeing what it wears. Oh, it's constantly subject to freedom of movement. Okay. That's fine. Oh, it has a masterwork breastplate. Alright. Oh, and it has a masterwork composite longbow with a +14 strength bonus.
How lovely.
Jesus fucking Christ. This masterwork composite longbow does, 3d6 plus 14 damage with a ×3 crit. This thing's a fucking ballista. It's not a fucking bow anymore. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so that's on the docket. What the fuck is
I know how much you love summon creatures.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was talking to Bernal.
Oh yeah, they're great. My favorite. Fuck. Does this thing have Great Cleave? Strangely enough, it doesn't. But it does have improved Sunder and improved Critical, because go fuck yourself. It also has improved Bull Rush for some reason.
It's just a giant middle finger to DMs everywhere.
It's just a huge bitch. I mean, they will probably eventually crossbow bolt it to death, but that's gonna take a long time. This thing has 200 health.
Jesus.
A huge air elemental is 32 feet long and weighs 8 pounds.
Huh.
It's like those extremely fluffy cats that you pick up and think they're going to be enormous, but they're like
It's
2
actually
pounds.
all fluff. Storm giants tend to be reclusive, preferring to dwell among remote coastlines or on tropical islands. They are
Bitch, me too.
They are prone to violent mood swings.
How do you figure that out?
Also, you can just breathe underwater. Okay, fine. Whatever. Oh, they're also proficient with all simple and martial weapons, because, yeah, I've seen that before. Oh, a family of them includes 2 to 5, plus 1 sorcerer, a 7th level cleric, 1 to 2 rocks, 2 to 6 griffins, and 2 to 8 sharks.
I presume that's for the underwater ones.
Well, I mean, they usually live on remote coastlines or tropical islands, so they're always living near the sea. Storm giants live in well-constructed towers, castles, or walled settlements, but prefer to live off the land. They maintain enormous well-tended gardens and manage hundreds of acres of farmland per group. They often hire other humanoids to run and manage these massive farms. A storm giant enclave can take responsibility for the safety of an entire island or stretch of coastline. But what about the Titans? Show me the Titans.
Oh, the Titans make storm giants look pretty evil.
Make them look pretty wimpy? Yes. Oh, there's more than one type of Titan? We got a Hecatoncheires Titan? Oh, baby Jesus. I mean, go on without me. Forge your plans.
All right, so we will.
If I can get a map of the city, I can try to do a little scouting, perhaps with Bilal. I can turn invisible and do non-detection, so that invisibility can't be pierced.
Okay, I'm back.
And if I have Bilal as a native guide, I can get some information about the composition of the caravan and what they're up to. Oh yeah, Titan
Hecatoncheires? Yes.
Yeah,
The great
those are
Hecatoncheires.
the 100-armed from Greek mythology.
Mm-hmm. The god killers.
CR-24. I wonder how we do against them. Oh,
I think we do okay.
516 hit points. 10 points of epic regeneration.
Holt,
20
I've got some bad news. A Hecatoncheires gets 100 attacks a round.
Never mind. I take it back.
Take it back now, y'all.
They are also immune to aging, death effects, disease, mind-affecting effects, and have 35 spell resistance. As well as DR20.
Yeah. They can cast imprisonment, too.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck.
All right. Never mind.
I mean, if we just could snipe it, maybe.
No, they throw rocks for the 200
Oh yeah, they have
range.
200 feet of rock throwing, and they get to throw
Shit.
200 rocks. Oh, okay. When the Titan attacks with its weapon, it rolls its attack normally, and hits every creature in its reach every time an attack roll exceeds any creature's armor class.
Rocks fall. Everyone dies.
Okay, so it used to be Hekatonchri's got 100 attacks. Instead, it makes a Swarm X-esque attack against everyone. So it only gets one attack against each available combatants. And it wields somewhere between 50 and 100 weapons.
I can't quite work out what the DPS would be on this. It's a little chaotic.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, but they also get to cast spells.
Yeah.
Such as
They have
Chain Lightning.
spell resistance 35.
Yeah.
So.
They also have telepathy.
Because of course they do.
They have a plus 12 on their reflex saves.
Mm-hmm. They also have an armor class. They have Hult's armor class.
Nice.
And they have greater vital strike and improved vital strike
Mm-hmm.
and all sorts of vital strikes.
They're probably the entire line, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do they have penetrating strike?
They do not, but they do have power
Ha!
attack.
No. That evens out.
Well, I mean, penetrating strike, doesn't that ignore damage reduction?
Yes.
Do any of you guys have damage reduction?
Yes.
Oh, nice work.
Thank you.
But yeah, its weapons deal 66 plus 22 damage. And every attack has a chance to stun.
Oh, yeah, that's just not.
I mean, it's a CR-24 for a reason. Oh, it's a DC 41 Fortitude save to avoid being stunned for 1d6 rounds.
Let us not fight the Hekatonchris. It is a silly race.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oops. Yeah, apparently the gods made these things and were like, aha, you will defend the gates to the abyss. And they were like, nah, bitch, we're too strong. We're going out on our own. And the gods were like, oh shit, we fucked up.
So what if you applied the huge? What's the template like? Huge.
Oh,
You applied
Dire?
it? No, the one that makes things big.
I mean, Dire makes things big. But this thing is already colossal, Dave. It can't get much bigger than that.
I know.
It's 50 feet tall and weighs 25 tons.
It's
It
not
has
that big.
50 heads and 100 arms, so none of them is ever off guard. Like all titans, Hekatonchris are immortal and do not die unless they are slain. We apologize for this interruption to your normal everyday programming. But sometimes you just find a monster and you're like, it does what when you hit an enemy? And like, the Denava Titan has an MR ranking. I don't know what the fuck that even means.
Mythic.
Oh.
It's a mythic monster, so it's even more powerful than the.
Got it. So it has a mythic ranking of 9. Anyway.
Yeah, that's 10 is as high as it goes.
Oh. Okay. Oh, the Denava Titan is attached to the Denava pillar, which is a part of the Akashic Record Temple, so it gets a plus 20 racial bonus on all knowledge checks.
How about you just put that monster down? Just put that over
Put
there.
that thing back where
You're
it
not allowed to
came from.
look there.
It can reincarnate itself.
Hey, Holt, it's like you. Its lowest ability is its hint. 27.
You talk some mad shit, but I'm the one getting stuff done right now.
Its critical hits do ×5 damage? It is an axiomatic Tetsubo? Excuse me? I'm sorry, I'm just fucking marking out over the fucking Tetsubo.
Alright, we should probably keep on playing. Gonna finish this up.
My condolences. Oh, God. Okay, so it's basically just a great club, but bigger.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Tetsubo is the weapon that
the Oni
holds
wield.
Well, yeah, and
Yep.
also holds
Oh,
character
character.
Geralt.
Yep.
Hey, smack 'em good. But anyway, yes, the plan.
So initial thing is to do a little scouting. If I can get a native guide, I can get around 20 minutes of really hard to break invisibility, and you know check out a lot of stuff. Particularly if I'm using True Sight. So
Bilal remarks, the only question is which route they're going to take. They could take the quickest, but they could try to take a longer road around. Then again, they don't know we're coming, so they may just choose the quickest point.
Especially as well armed as they are, they'd have no need to. They're probably cocky enough that they'll just take the quickest.
Exactly, and they're not expecting an ambush, so there's no fear. There's no fear of their paranoia.
Well, you guys check out the city. I'm going to get tunneling with and Clementine pauses, does some quick math. About 64 of my closest friends.
Pick.
I'll not get in your way.
So they'll be able to build the tunnel. Well, okay, so like they won't be able to build a tunnel that lasts. That's the trick. If you summon them after you rescue the people, they'll be able to build a tunnel that they can follow back to the Luerta house.
Gotcha.
it could build a tunnel that would last if I remember correctly.
What?
Elder Purple Worm.
No, the tunnel doesn't last. It collapses in on itself. Elder
I think
purple worms create tunnels by vibrating their bodies? It's very strange, but super effective. Like, the tunnel it leaves behind only lasts for a few minutes.
Gotcha.
So, like, you can
All right.
follow its tunnel to, like, kill it, but, like, you wouldn't be able to burrow somewhere and expect the tunnel to still exist.
Okay.
So can I try the...
Could I summon an earth elemental and have it and I plan out the most effective tunnel?
I don't know if they're actually, like, smart enough to do that. Like, they mostly
Okay.
just do it naturally.
Okay.
Unfortunately, they don't actually have knowledge, architecture, and engineering.
Fair enough.
They know about dungeoneering, but that just means they know about subterranean creatures and the nature of the Underdark.
Right.
And they also naturally have knowledge planes because they fucking live there.
That's their home.
I live there. Yeah, I know about it. Do you know anything about the elemental plane of Earth? Yeah, idiot. What the fuck? How dumb
My
do you
house
think I
is
am?
there.
How dumb do you
So-
think we are?
I have knowledge engineering if it'll help later. For the tunnel.
That will help.
So I don't know how you want to handle it if I'm going to be doing this scouting activity with Bilal. He points me in the right direction. I can get like a 20-minute in and out, low risk.
That's definitely doable, but you're gonna need some way to get out there and some way to get back.
Okay. Well, I was thinking that if Bilal led me to close to their encampment, then I can turn invisible. And I use a combination of dimension door and other things to get to move around.
Well, I mean, they're not in camp. They'll be leaving the house and going out of the city.
Oh, they're actually in the building. All right. I was thinking that you were saying that they were sort of in a large camp as the caravan's being served.
No. They haven't left the city yet. But if you attack them by nightfall or dayrise or whatever fucking time it is down here, if you attack them in 14 hours, they'll be out on the road.
Okay.
Far from home.
Like I was just trying to get to see if I could do a little reconnaissance, but
I mean,
sounds
you
like
can
it's
definitely scope out the tunnel.
it's probably worth it. Finding like the exit points, you know, better to ambush than to come up behind them.
That's
So,
fair. I mean, if you guys all want to go out there and wait for them, that's doable.
do we have the time to? Well, you know, do we have time to check out both the possible routes?
Bilal suggests that you won't, but he does impress that, oh, they're definitely going to be taking this route. They have no suspicion that anyone is going to ruin their designs.
I mean, if there is a good place for us to lay in wait, then
So,
maybe we should check it out.
Perhaps. I
Clem,
don't know
could
those
you,
tunnels too well.
well, we should scout the tunnels first. Clementine, how about this idea?
Mm,
You turn into Earth Elemental.
okay.
You stay a little bit further down inside the Earth. Wait for the caravan to go by. Raise a wall of stone behind them.
Ooh, no escape. No way but forward.
I
Like
like
it.
that.
That's good.
It's
And
gonna
then-
need to be, Bilal suggests, it's gonna need to be a tall wall. Those spiders climb walls, you know.
That shouldn't be a
think
problem. Between
Clementine could
myself
probably-
and the others I can summon.
In Earth Elemental form, she could probably even collapse the tunnel if needs be. But you can cast in your elemental forms, right?
Absolutely.
Hey, you took that feat. Good
I
girl.
did. The most valuable feat a young druid can have.
Who the fuck doesn't take Wild Spell? Homestead of the
Morons.
fuck is so stupid.
There's someone out there, I'm sure.
Oh, definitely.
So once the exit's blocked off, then it becomes a simpler matter to push them in.
Ah, so you can use Wall of Stone far more flexibly than Wall of Iron? So you could conceivably create just like a plug to plug
Yep.
up the tunnel. Because you get 19 square feet of stone wall.
Nice.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, 5 square feet per level. Oh, my bad.
Okay, I was about to say 19 square feet's not that big.
So like, what level are you? Like 18?
19.
Oh, well, shit. So you get 95 square feet of wall per level. Fuck. That's a huge bitch.
Yeah. No, she should definitely be able to seal the whole tunnel completely.
Well, you'd be able to seal the tunnel at a choke point.
So let's go look for choke points. Bilal, I know you don't want to be there for the main event, but you're going to accompany us to the ambush site.
Fine. Put your cuffs back
Wait.
on.
We need to get these fucking things off, too.
Oh. You could use the Wall of Stone to entrap opponents under it, but you definitely wouldn't be able to trap the whole caravan under it. It's not big enough.
Yeah.
Also, a stone wall can be destroyed by a single disintegrate spell, but who the fuck has a disintegrate spell down here? So, do you guys put on your finger cuffs and go back out?
What if we just dug our way out and dug back in? I'm gonna be an elemental anyway.
That's doable.
Yeah, except for the fact that I
I
have
need
a.
this collar off.
Ooh, you figured it out, folks. Boy, it would have
I
sucked when somebody cast a spell and got fucking decapitated.
I will
I
be
have.
exiting through the main gate.
I
I'll
have a
catch
way
up with
out.
you later.
I have a way out of it, but it's not a fun way.
That's true. Fucking, like, I can only imagine that character from Men in Black regrowing his head. Tony Shalhoub fucking regrowing his head, saying, "You know how much that stings." But
Oh, was that
anyway,
Tony Shalhoub?
yeah, it was Tony Shalhoub.
Oh, I love Tony Shalhoub.
I don't remember the name of the character though. Oh, it's gonna kill me. Anyway, do you guys go to the thing and do the thing?
I first noticed him in Galaxy Quest. It was like the time where I was like, "Oh, who the hell is this guy? He's great."
Oh, he was great. Jeebs. Jeebs is the character's name.
Yeah, we have to leave to the main gate.
Sounds good. You put on your cuffs and you play nice. And when you get to the gate, they take off all your shit.
Wonderful.
Much better. Fuck. Oh, let's get out of this fucking place.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but not being able to commit violence makes me feel very violent.
I know how I feel all the time. I'm kidding. Of course.
Yeah, right. I take out a cigarette, light it, take a drag, hand it off to Holt.
Oh. Thank you much. Now that is something that I missed more than drawing my sword.
I'm about to say
How-
the guards take off your security blanket and usher you out of the city gates, and they give Bilal a dirty look.
They do?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we weren't like standing outside the city gates just smoking. It was like, yeah, we walked a little ways away first, but
We're surely not the only people to have done this exact thing.
It's mostly visitors. Like, if you can't indulge your vice in town, you don't develop it. But oh yeah, definitely people who smoke from the outside world who come here rarely do smoke outside the walls. And oh yeah, the guards fucking hate that shit.
Whatever.
Cloud Kill. No, sorry.
Cloud kill. Ah!
Cigarette of Cloud Kill. That would be fun.
Oh Jesus.
It's
God
like an alternate type of scroll. I have to do that now. That's such a good item.
What? Cigarette of Cloud Kill?
Yeah, it's a one use item.
That would be fun.
You get poison immunity.
Exhale. But yeah, like this is your average drow guard.
Okay.
Armor, weapons, maybe a little bit of magic, almost certainly a hand crossbow, level 6.
Cute.
Right, at this point, cute, but like every one of them is level 6.
Right.
I mean, like
10 levels ago, it would have been,
oh,
a
yeah.
big threat.
10 levels ago, this place would have been a steel trap. Now you call it fucking playtime.
Yeah, pretty much as the chains come off of Salandra, the ambient temperature kind of lowers, and there's ozone filling the air. So
Hmm. Saw them flashing you some dirty looks below. Should we be
Well,
worried?
No. They just understand that I have freedom and they do not. It only makes sense that they're jealous.
I'm a smart.
They cursed House Luerta behind their backs. But the reason for our success, despite our recent failures, is because we keep our people loose off the leash.
All right, from this point on, we're wearing. Clem, do you want to wear the goggles?
Sure.
All right. I have some other arcane senses, so we'll use a combination of those two. And if anyone happens to be fucking following us, we can indulge ourselves.
Ooh, very good.
Wonderful.
Everybody make perception rolls.
First roll of the night.
I'm sorry, Paige.
That's
Oh,
I
Write them
rolled a
in.
1.
Write them in general, please.
I didn't get a very good roll.
Shut the fuck up, Pidge.
yeah, I think your perception's slightly better than mine. So
No, I rolled a 4 on that one. I was like, oh my goodness.
Man, what a fucking edgelord.
is this someone who's following us from the city, or is this like a random undead who's just hanging out?
Oh no, this is someone that's followed you from the city. Well, presumably. You notice that he's coming from behind you.
Can I turn and wave?
You may if you wish.
I wave.
You fucking bolts.
I'll I'll just hit him with an ice gem.
Okay.
What's the range on ice 2?
60 feet.
Oh, he's way further away than that.
Oh, I shouldn't have scared him. Well, we wouldn't have seen him until he was within 60 feet. So
Clementine can. But still, yeah, no, like, because Clementine waves to him before you all figure out what's going on, he's like, oh shit! We out!
I think I tried to follow us.
well,
Scares easy though.
they must have some idea of what we're like.
Bilal looks at the three of you and says, what did he look like?
I didn't see
He
him.
had a. He was kind of funny looking. He had a mask that was like the bottom of a skull. Looked like a real. He kind of looked at like he was out of District 2, honestly. Like wanted to be a bandit, but wasn't quite there yet.
Right. Clementine, can you transform me into something?
Only animals.
That's fine. Anything will do.
Do you want to fly or not?
Yes. Fly or burrow.
I will turn him into a bat.
You turn him into a bat. Whee! Whee! How long is he a bat?
He is a bat for. Oh, Too many tabs. Too many tabs.
What is the spell you cast on him exactly?
Give me just a sec. Well, there's baleful polymorph, which turns the subject into a harmless animal. So, like a bat or a bird or something like that.
Right, but baleful polymorph doesn't go away.
Oh, okay.
Please don't
Oops.
baleful polymorph your grandfather.
It's just called
Yeah.
animal shapes.
That's fine.
He loses his mind and joins the other bats down here. Happy ending.
Animal shapes you used on us before when we penetrated the barrier
Yep.
Yeah.
of District 2.
Doesn't it affect everybody?
It affects as many people as you want to affect.
Safe.
Up to one
You
willing
want-
creature per caster level into an animal of your choice. This spell has no effect on an unwilling creature. The individual subject may choose to resume its normal form as a full round action. Doing so ends the spell for that subject alone.
What's the challenge rating on the creatures you can create with this?
It can be anything under Beast Shape 3.
Okay.
That's
I was about to say,
significant.
yeah, I was about to say, can we make an army of Tyrannosaurus Rexes with this?
Beast Shape 3 is a...
Diminutive animal, huge animals, small magical beasts, or medium magical beasts.
Oh, right. This is Pathfinder, where they've completely nerfed the polymorph.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It was busted and you know it.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck you, Dave.
I have my new 5th edition sorceress has is 10th level, and she's got polymorph, and I've established that I can change into a giant ape, which makes me so happy. But my little enchantress can turn into King Kong.
I'm a fucking giant bitch.
We can be all turned into Triceratops,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
which is almost as cool.
If you're charging an army, probably better.
Mm-hmm.
19 Triceratops against a shield wall.
Well, remember,
Don't think-
you'll lose your armor class, so they will just like pump you full of crossbow bolts.
Oh, yeah.
A pump, you silly.
I'm gonna fucking cut you. Sorry.
Oh, damn.
What?
I don't want to distract with my monster fight.
Understood. So you turn your grandfather into a bat, and he just like takes up a nest in your hair, and he gets very comfortable.
I give him a little pat.
Does he retain his sentience, such as it is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Such as it is. As you guys walk down the tunnel a ways, like a long ways, several hours down the tunnel, you come to a what would be described as a delightful choke point.
This may be the place. I'll do a knowledge engineering and see if I can figure out the optimal.
Oh.
God bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you. Wow.
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 That's a lot of CGI that I didn't fucking notice.
Mhm.
Because it's a bunch of fucking rocks. So, who the fuck cares? Anyway, yeah, it looks like that. Things reach a very narrow choke here.
And you
Perfect.
you can merge into this. Looks like natural rock. Doesn't seem like it's been worked at all.
Nope. This rock hasn't been disturbed in years.
Will you be able to sense them as they come, even if you're in the wall?
The walls around here are marked with a series of glyphs in a pictograph none of you recognize.
Any chance of spell crafting?
Oh, these are not spell pictographs.
Are they magical?
They are not magical.
I don't recognize this language.
Solandra, send me a list of the languages you speak.
Oh boy. Can I read it to you? It's not an easy cut and paste from here on out. I have to convert it into a PDF in order to do it.
That's fine.
Abyssal, Aclo, Celestial, Common, uh, Elven, Goblin, Gutterspeak, Orc, Sylvan, and Undercommon.
Nope. None of these languages map to the pictographs you're looking at.
All right, 1 second. There is one other person who might be able to help. The second smartest person.
Hey.
I also send a message to Grub about that.
How do you send a message to Grub?
Not to Grub, to Dogo.
Oh.
Grub just popped into my head because Cap and I were talking about one of our old coworkers today who was named Grub.
Oh. Huh. That's a funny coincidence.
Yeah.
Let's see. He speaks Common, Draconic, Infernal, Protean, and Abyssal.
Oh, brother. No. Brother does not recognize any of these pictographs. Curious. No, it's a more primitive language.
Yeah, I was meaning to learn cast a permanent program languages, but I haven't got around to it yet. What about our baddie friend?
You show him the pictographs, and he seems very reticent to transform back, and just lets out a sort of bat-esque shrug.
No, if it's not some kind of magical trap, maybe something.
It's not magical.
Oh,
Well, unless it's a type of magic that's more powerful than it's registered by magic. There's a couple of ways of doing it.
just looks like weird art to me.
That is, in fact, what it looks like.
All right, so we still have a ways before they arrive, if I remember correctly. So we should probably just get some sleep and prepare ourselves.
Could I try a knowledge history on that?
You could.
Doesn't hurt to try, right?
Good luck.
Thanks. A 19.
A 19. Oh, jeez. I mean, there are definitely lots of stories of tyrants that, If you think you're the first person who thought to use a choke point to your advantage, you're fucking wrong. There are stories of all sorts of creatures that take over a choke point and charge a toll or a fee or just, murder and take the food and fee out of what they kill. Bridge trolls come to mind, but this doesn't seem like a bridge troll. Mostly because there's no cliff for them to toss people into. Because if you're a troll and you're guarding a bridge, if some guy is able to push you off that bridge, you're fine. That dude can go eat a dick. You'll climb out of that gorge and resume your post. You'll be fucking fine, dude. But yeah, no, this is something more acclimated to the underground. If it's here at all. You don't know exactly how old these paintings are.
Can I try Knowledge Arcana or Knowledge Dungeoneering?
Go for Knowledge Arcana and go for Knowledge Engineering.
Okay. Alright, Knowledge Arcana is a 35. That's what I roll.
It does not appear to be magical in any variety.
Alright, and then Knowledge Engineering is a 26.
There are lots of creatures that hold dominion in the underground in a series of wall tunnels. You're probably dealing with one of those. One of primitive intelligence. Though what exactly it is, you're not entirely sure.
Got it.
It could be a lot of things. A lot of things go underground. Cyclopses are neutral evil. What do you know? I mentioned Cyclops because, it could be a Cyclops. It could be some sort of weird under-ogre. Could be a troll. Could be a minotaur.
Question.
Could be lots of things. Shoot.
Does that creature in the middle resemble one of the troglodytes?
Not particularly. It
Okay.
appears to be quadrupedal. You're not exactly sure what it means.
This looks remarkably like a kangaroo.
I mean, it is an aboriginal.
Yes, I figured that because of the boomerangs too.
But I'm stealing it. I'm cultural appropriating.
Yep, the hands are cool.
Don't let the SJWs figure out.
I hate that term.
Seriously, you need to diversify your party. You need some social justice bards and social justice wizards and occasionally a social justice barbarian.
Not to mention a social justice rogue or two.
Seriously, if you don't have any social justice rogues, you're going nowhere in this social justice dungeon.
You really need a social justice assassin, would probably be most effective.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Isn't that what Antifa's for?
Ooh. Got him. And on that note, we've been running for 3 hours, so I'm going to call it here.
Okay.
So you found a delightful choke point from which to hold your ambush. It seems as if something else has been hanging around here, something your grandfather doesn't recognize, and we'll figure out what's going to happen next time on Septemport. Y'all gain 5,000 experience points for a fantastic session. Are there any other questions or anything else that I need to answer, or any shit before I nuke this from orbit?
No, I think we're good.
We good.
I think Ronaldo, you're sounding progressively more tired, and I know I am.
Hey, puppy.